Auditory Processing Disorder by Aaliyah Schmidt. According to the American Journal of Audiology, auditory processing disorder is defined as difficulties in the perceptual processing of auditory information in the central nervous system. People with auditory processing disorder can hear but have a hard time receiving, organizing, and processing auditory information. These students tend to have a short attention span, poor memory skills, delayed language development, and frequent repetition requests. This disorder is not very well known, and only 7% of children have been diagnosed. Terms that should be considered for this disability usually details as the types, such as sound discrimination problems, auditory memory problems, and language processing problems. The first term, sound discrimination, is defined as the student having problems speaking clearly. When they hear the word that, it may be repeated as dat with a D instead of the digraph TH. The second term, auditory memory, is when students have difficulties remembering what they have heard. Verbal instructions are tough to retain, such as a telephone number. The last term, language processing, makes it difficult for students to process and understand what is being asked of them, commonly known as the hardest out of the three types. As a teacher of a student with this type of disability, the least restrictive environment should be considered. This includes inclusion with a general education classroom while allowing the child to sit near you and reducing any background noise. Not only should the least restrictive environment be considered, strategies that provide the student with the highest opportunity of progression should be considered also. Types of strategies are subject but not limited to: Number 1. Personal FM systems. These are remote microphone assistive listening devices. Number 2. Computer assistive software programs such as Fast Forward and Ear Aerobics, providing direct and formal auditory training. The Fast Forward helps to improve children's processing efficiency, sound letter association, word recognition, and comprehension. Aerobics is designed to improve listening, memory, and phonological awareness skills in children. Number 3. Use of a slower speaking rate and simple vocabulary. Number 4. Getting the child's attention before giving instructions. And number 5. Allowing time for wait time in between question and answers. This is very critical for even students without disabilities. Although the differential diagnosis of auditory processing disorder continues to draw considerable debate and disagreement, the education field is becoming more aware of the symptoms of this disorder and diagnosing properly instead of just as autism or ADHD. By doing so, students are able to respond and progress better to early intervention. This disorder does not categorize students as being unable to learn, but allows teachers to grow patience and broaden their teaching strategies to provide an equal opportunity to every student.